Hi, amazing people. Welcome back to the channel again. Today, we'll be talking about the new immigration changes that just took place 2 days ago. That was announced 2 days ago. And we're going to speak about this new immigration changes. How does this new changes affect the skilled worker visa? How does it affect student visas? Who does it affect? Does it affect people already in the UK or people about to come into the UK? Does it also affect people that are already in the skilled worker visa route, or does it affect only people that are about to go into the skilled worker route? Okay, so we're going to talk about this new 5 immigration changes that has been announced.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago.
So in April of 2025, we knew about the different policies that were proposed and the changes that they were proposing to effect in the different sectors about the graduate route. On the 14th of October 2025, this policy was implemented. So from the 1st of January 2027, if you are yet to apply for your graduate visa, if you just recently graduated or you'll be graduating next year, if you apply for your graduate visa or before the 31st of December 2026, you will still be eligible to get 24 months, which is 2 years. But if you apply for a graduate visa from the 1st of January 2027, you will be getting 18 months. Okay, so that is the new changes that has been effected in that area. But PhD graduates, if you're a PhD person or if you're a PhD student right now, even after the 1st of January 2027, you can still get up to 3 years of post-study. Okay, you can still get up to 3 years post-study visa. But if you're a master's degree holder, be it third masters or masters of research, you will be getting 18 months if you apply on or after the 1st of January 2027. So the reason why this change has been effected is because, according to the UK government, they say that they want students to transition quickly into high skilled roles or sponsored work rather than staying longer in unspecialized roles. You know that this graduate visa does not, you don't need sponsorship to get it. Okay, so you can be working as a cleaner, you can be working as a warehouse operative, you can be working in any role at all, and you'll be granted this visa. But the UK government wants the graduates to stay in the visa as quickly as they can and then seek for jobs into specialized roles or sponsored work. So that is the reason why they are effecting this change, and that's the reason why they are curtailing or cutting the duration of this visa. If you are rounding off your studies and you haven't gotten the sponsored work yet, I'll say as much as you can, try to apply for your post-study visa before that date. Okay, so you can get 24 months, because the longer period you get, the more time you have to seek jobs that will sponsor you, and the more time you have to also switch into other type of visas. The second immigration change that was announced on the 14th of October is the English language requirement for workers in the UK, both skilled workers or business owners in the UK. This English language requirement update is going to be in effect from the 8th of January 2026. So the rule before now was that applicants for work or business visas needed a B1 English requirement. So it's either from an approved test, maybe IELTS, or from a degree taught in English. So you know that before now, if you're coming to the UK to study or to work, you will just provide maybe an English proficiency or a WAEC or something in that nature. But now they are increasing the requirements. So what I think it is that WAEC may not really be accepted anymore. You have to write an IELTS, and you will be expected to get from band 6 in your English language tests. There will also be tighter verifications of degrees that are taught in English. Yes, so you have to go through different types of verifications to prove that you were taught your degree in English. Maybe you have to do a WES evaluation. Prior to now, most universities in the UK didn't expect or didn't ask you to provide a WES evaluation, and most jobs as well won't ask you to provide a WES evaluation. But I think from now on, from the 8th of January 2026, if you're applying for a work visa or if you're applying to get a skilled worker visa in the UK, you will have to provide a higher English language requirement. So maybe you'll be required to write an IELTS and you'll be required to have a high score. So if you want to know what that particular score is, you have to go on gov.uk and see when it gets published. It has not really been said what the grade is going to be, but they're putting it out there to let you know that there's going to be there's been an update in the English language requirements, and you will have to meet that requirement. So go on gov.uk, which is the government website, and see when those requirements are being published, so you'll be guided appropriately. So what do you do next? If you're about to apply for a skilled worker visa, you will have to double check that your test provider is still approved. Now, if you use the WAEC to come into the UK, and or maybe if you came to the UK as a student and you use WAEC to gain admission, and now you finish studying, you've gotten a job that's going to sponsor your visa, and you want to apply for a skilled worker visa, that WAEC may not fly. You will have to write an IELTS before you get a skilled worker visa approved. Now, I am not certain this also concerns the dependents. I think this is only for the main applicant. This is still quite a new policy, and the entire information has not really been put out there yet on gov.uk. But this is to give you a heads up to know that immigration changes have been made, and you should be aware of it, and also so you don't make a mistake. The third immigration change that has been effected is about financial requirements. Now, that's what we call the proof of funds. Now, we know already that a year ago the living expenses was increased. Okay, so we already know what makes up a proof of funds. Proof of funds is made up of your tuition balance and your living expenses. So we also know that your living expenses, it varies based on where you are going to in the UK. If you're going to England, if you're going to London, it's more expensive. But if you're going to Wales, if you're going to Scotland, if you're going to other parts of the UK, it is less. Now, according to this immigration change that was announced on the 14th of October, there is going to be a higher financial requirement. So there's going to be an increase in your proof of funds as a student. This financial requirement affects applicants like the students, affects skilled worker visas, it also affects the dependents. Yep, it affects every single person that wants to apply for a visa to come to the UK. So we don't know what the exact amount is going to be, but we know that from the 11th of November 2025, the financial requirement is going to increase. That is next month. So if you are a student planning to come to the UK next year, go on the gov.uk to make sure that you are putting your proof of funds, the correct amount the proof of funds need in your account, so you don't end up putting money together, building your proof of funds, and then you get your visa refused because it is not up to the required amount according to this update. The government made this change in the financial requirement to reflect the rising cost of living in the UK, and to also prove to the government that the students and the dependents can support themselves throughout the period of study or the period of stay. Now, as a student, you know that it's very important for you to have your proof of funds, which is your living expenses, and your tuition balance. Now, your tuition balance may not necessarily be affected. What may be affected is going to be your living expenses, because the cost of housing is getting expensive. There's rising cost of living in the UK. You also have to make sure that you double check what it is in the city that you're going for, and so you can appropriately put your proof of funds together. There's a new figure that's going to be published after 11th of November, or maybe before then. So check gov.uk to make sure that your bank statements reflect it. Now, if you've already applied for your visa before now, you will not be affected. But if you apply for your visa after 11th of November 2025 and you still use the old proof of funds calculation, the living expenses that you already knew, you are getting it wrong. Your visa might likely be refused. The HPI route is going to be expanded. So they are looking to expand the HPI route. Now, HPI simply means high potential individual. So there are some universities, most of them across the US and across China, across Hong Kong and other Asian countries. I'm not sure there's any university from Nigeria, where I'm from. Yes, so for you to know these universities that produce high potential individuals and that are eligible to apply for this type of visa, you will have to go on the gov.uk and go through every single one of those universities. But when I had a look at it, I was seeing mostly universities from the US, universities from China, and the rest of it, Japan as well. And what this visa stands for is that they are inviting, or they are allowing high potential individuals from those universities to come to the UK, apply for a 2-year visa. You don't need to get a job, you don't need to get to come to study. Now that visa is made available to you. You apply and you come to the UK, you work, you live in the UK for that 2 years. Yes, so that is the high potential route. Now they believe that this expansion is going to attract more high potential individuals to come to the UK and to also affect the economic growth in the UK as well. So before now, the universities that could produce these high potential individuals were 100, but from the 4th of November 2025, they are doubling that number. Yes, so they are making it 200. They're adding another 100 universities to this list. So students that they consider high potential individuals from that 200 universities can apply to the UK for a 2-year visa and come to the UK without any job offer. And you can also switch to other type of visas before your current HPI visa expires. So if you're watching me from Asia or from the US, you can go on gov.uk and see if your university falls under this category of high potential individuals, and you can also apply for this 2-year visa. That's if you want to come to the UK. So even as they've added 100 extra universities, there is a cap of 8,000 applications per year. So even if you are from this university and you apply for this visa, it is not automatic that you're going to get it. So they are looking at 8,000 applications per year for the high potential individual route. If your university wasn't initially on this list when it was 100, go and check again. It's possible that your university might just have been added to make up the 200. Okay, so just go check again. You might just be among the lucky people that have their universities on this high potential individual list. The fifth immigration change that was announced on the 14th of October is the Innovator Founder route. Okay, so this is likely for students. So prior to now, international students that are studying in the UK could not switch to a business visa, to a founder visa, and the rest of it. You wait until your visa expires and then you switch either to a graduate route or to any other route you want to switch to, that you get a job or something. But from November 25th, 2025, students can now switch from a student visa when they are almost rounding off with their studies. They can switch to an innovator founder visa. Now, this simply means entrepreneurial visa. So if you have a business in mind that you want to do to establish this business, and you know this business is going to boost the economy of the UK, is going to help in the job market, is going to create jobs out there for people, and you have this business idea as a student, this is the opportunity for you to explore that. The government made this change to make it easier for international students with strong business ideas to start business in the UK without visa disruptions or travel disruptions. Students within the UK can prepare their endorsements and apply for innovator founder visas without leaving the UK. You know, before you have to leave the UK and then apply for this innovator founder from abroad, but now you can do that within the UK. The last is the visa requirement for Botswana. Now, before now, Botswana could travel to the UK visa free, or they could use electronic travel authorization, which most times was always given to them at the airport. Okay, but now the UK is saying before you come to the UK as a citizen of Botswana, you have to apply for a visa, follow the usual visa application route. Okay, do the necessary biometrics and then wait for your visa to be approved before you travel to the UK. Now, why the government is doing this is because, according to them, they say that this visa-free travel for Botswana citizens have been abused due to a high number of asylum claims from visitors. So before now, people could come to the UK from Botswana with the purpose of them visiting the UK, and when they come to the UK, they claim asylum. But now the UK government is saying no more. Before you come to the UK, you have to get a proper visa and then travel. The immigration change for Botswana is going to be in effect from 26th of November of 2025. So in as much as they are cutting down on so many other immigration policies, they are still opening doors for high potential individuals that they feel that can boost their economy. They can come in and step into high ranking roles and all that. That is what they want. They are still attracting them. They are still including more universities so they can attract more high potential individuals to the UK, but they are cutting down on general migration. So whether you're a student, you're a skilled worker, either in the UK or outside the UK, a dependent, plan ahead. plan ahead, read up on gov.uk, keep up with the immigration news so you don't be caught off guard, especially if you're a student planning to come into the UK in 2026. So if you found this video helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, like this video, share this video, drop your comments for me, drop your thoughts for me in the comment section, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.